Lancaster earlier, designed by the wonderful Roy Chadwick. Only 5 years after Lancaster flew, he drew the first drawing of this particular aeroplane, the amazing Avro Vulcan. This is the only one left flying in the world out of 136 of them that were built. And she is operated by the Vulcan Sky Trust. So here she is, country's favourite aeroplane, the Avro Vulcan. Now you thought she was going to be very noisy, but she can sneak up on you, whispering quiet. She's at a very low weight these days. She's had all sorts of big equipment taken out of her since she left the Air Force in 1993. And another difference is she doesn't carry two fat navigators anymore, so she's significantly down on weight. But we shall see the engines, we shall hear the engines spooling up a little later in the display when Captain Kev Rumens opens the taps on those big Rolls-Royce Olympus engines, 16,500 pounds of static thrust from each of them. Now you can see how slim she is heading back towards us. When Roy Chadwick designed this aeroplane, nobody had heard of stealth, and this was the embodiment of stealth. Next time we hear them power up, we may perhaps hear the famous Vulcan Howl, which is a distinctive sound that only this aeroplane makes. I don't think anybody really quite knows why. It didn't do it that time, it depends on weather conditions and all sorts of other things. First of all, the British nuclear deterrent, the hydrogen bombs, and then later he went on to become a low-level tactical conventional bomber. And it was 30 years ago this year that A Vulcan went to war for the first and only time. And it was flown down to the Falkland Islands by the man in the right-hand seat today, Martin Withers. He flew the Vulcan 607 from the Ascension Islands to the Falkland Islands in the longest bombing raid in history at the time, and he dropped 21 1,000-pound bombs, World War II style dump bombs, on the runway at Port Stanley, hitting it with two of them. It was about halfway. As she comes round, you'll see the bomb bay still open, I think, and it will just close as she goes by. You get an idea of the size and how much space it takes to carry 21 1,000-pound bombs. Kev took her away there. You saw how manoeuvrable she is. Despite being a big bomber, she was as manoeuvrable as a fighter. In fact, within a year or so of her first flight, when she was at the Falklands Air Show, she was being rolled by her famous test pilot, Rolly Falk. She wasn't allowed to do it very many times, and unfortunately we're not allowed to do it these days. But she does have quite a tight control columns, rather than the big yoke control that you would normally associate with a bomber. So she was retired from the Royal Air Force in 1993, and people thought they'd never see a Vulcan flying again. And at that stage, enter two men, David Walton, who bought this last flying Vulcan, and he was ready to set up the Vulcan for the Sky Trust. And something in excess of £10 million later, including a £2.7 million lottery grant, £10 million is what it costs to get this aeroplane back into the shape we see today and able to fly. As I say, there will never be another flying Vulcan, and it's possible that she may not fly after the end of next year, but we don't know that yet. But it's cost all that money, and that money has come from you and me, from the great British people, because we like this aeroplane so much. She is called the Spirit of Great Britain. Vulcan Howl, that's what that sound was as she came towards us and taps were open, full throttles on those big engines.
Did you hear the howl?
Now much of the fundraising for this, it costs about £2 million a year to keep this aeroplane the way she is. And much of the fundraising is done by the Vulcans of the Sky Trust. They've got their Vulcan village here today. It's nearby the big DVD stand, black flag with DVD on it. You'll see the black and gold flags of the Vulcans of the Sky Trust. Please do go and see them. You, for instance, could buy, this is the last but one occasion on which you could buy raffle tickets, £2 each, and the top prizes for those are you being able to fly alongside Vulcan in one of the Blades aircraft. You'll see the Blades later. So please do go and see them. They will be delighted to show you around all sorts of stuff from the Vulcan. You can buy t-shirts, you can get the raffle tickets, as I said.